Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to day 8. That's 8 days in of National Poetry Month. This is where if I were on the social medias like the Twitters, which I am, I'll be using that hashtag. But anyway, here we are. We're going into this day 8. I got a different little track to go on tonight before I get into the poems. I mentioned it in a video before, I don't remember which one, but I mentioned it in a video before that if you're going to buy my book, on the link down below or the link up above, this book here, please consider not using the sellers. I'm not saying they're shady, but I'm not saying they're not. One particular seller is trying to sell my book as quote unquote used like new. Let me tell you just how impossible that is, because every time someone clicks buy on my book, right then and there the order gets put into print and to send off to the person that ordered it. So it's what is called print on demand. So every copy is brand new, every copy. And so if someone has a used copy, that basically means that they bought it new, and there you go. But in this case, it's not true, because it's not a used copy. The seller, excuse me, is not selling you a used but like new copy, and I can tell you why. I check this daily. I have a thing called CreateSpace, where it helps me keep track of how much I'm selling and what my royalties are to date and all of that. So far to date, I've sold 14 copies online and a few here and there otherwise, but I've sold them online, and I've accounted for all of them. So if I hadn't seen the number come up on my CreateSpace, that means that nobody has bought that particular book. So this seller that says he or she is selling used like new, it's not used. Don't buy it. It's not used, because my numbers are not showing that particular seller is buying anything. Secondly, there are a lot of sellers selling my book for less than what I am trying to sell it for. $6, $5.99 is what I'm trying to sell it for. That's not a whole lot, and what I'm trying to do is just get it out there. So it's not that much money to begin with, but this is the thing. This is the thing. $2.15 is the cost for printing. That's the cost. Like when you say print on demand, it happens that way. After that, Amazon takes a fee plus their shipping and handling, and after all of that is said and done and subtracted and multiplied and divided by X and whatever, I get about $1.50 per book. So let's keep that in mind here. So let's call it $1.50 for a nice round number. There are some people selling, or some sellers trying to sell my book for about $4. That, after printing and after shipping, handling, and all that, that means that my royalties, I don't see how they're not affected. But I'm not sure how they're even making money either. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So there's that. As of right now, there are only 4 types of ways you can buy this book. Either from me personally, when I've got copies in my backpack to sell, from Amazon. You can do Kindle, or which is all still Amazon, or you can do two of the bookstores in my area, one in Woodstock, Vermont, and one in Norwich, Vermont, so far. So that's really 4 ways you can buy this book, 3 physical ways and 1 other way, which is the Kindle. So I really hate it. I just used 4.5 minutes to describe why I don't want to get screwed by people. Like I said, I'm not out there to make a ton of money. I mean, at $1.50 a book, I would have to sell 1 million copies to make $1 million. So, I mean, almost quite literally. So it's really not about that. It's about just doing this little thing I love and trying to share that the best way possible. And, and maybe fill my gas tank here and there. Almost literally. But anyway, here I go. So just buy from the first thing on the list, which is the Amazon link, and that'll be that. But let's switch back into what I'm really here for. I'm really here for the poetry. So I've picked two poems where I've got one poem of my own and I've got another poem that I picked out, trying to figure out which way to go about this. And I decided to, since the poem of mine is pretty positive and pretty, hopeful and all that, I decided to go for something that's unabashedly positive as well. So I went with Uncle Walt Whitman. And I'm not reading the entirety of Leaves of Grass, but I'm reading a really awesome excerpt from it that is entitled, hold on, I almost dropped my book there, that is entitled, This Is What You Shall Do. And it's from Leaves of Grass, which if you haven't read that, I mean, it's a nice, beautiful, a bit lengthy kind of thing, but it's a beautiful piece by Walt Whitman, one of the greatest American writers of all time, in my opinion, and many other opinions, but mine is the only one that matters at the moment. So anyway, here it is. This is what you shall do, from Leaves of Grass. This is what you shall do. Love the earth and sun and animals. Despise riches. Give alms to everyone that asks. Stand up for the stupid and the crazy. Devote your income and labors to others. Hate tyrants. Argue not concerning God. Have patience and indulgence towards the people. Take off your hat to nothing known or unknown, or to any man or number of men. Go freely with powerful, uneducated persons, and with the young, and with the mothers and families. Read the leaves in the open air every season of every year of your life. Re-examine all you have been told at school or church or in any book. Dismiss whatever insults your own soul, and your very flesh shall be a great poem, and have the richest fluency not only in the words, but in the silent lines of its lips and face, and between the lashes of your eyes, and in every motion and joint of your body. Walt Whitman. This is what you shall do, from Leaves of Grass. One of my favorite pieces, and I love how unabashedly human that is, and great and hopeful, and just, I love it. And speaking of which, I got this other poem right here it's we've got another one of those types of vibes to it, I think. And I'm not going to say I'm anywhere near close to this style or to the height that Whitman is, but I've got that same kind of vibe going here. I think that same kind of positivity and excitement about life. All right, here we go. This one's called A Poem to No One, A Poem to Someone, or A Poem to No One / A Poem to Someone. So if you know someone you're kind of crushing on, use this on them. You have my permission for that. Just don't make any money off it, all right? Anyway, here is my poem for the night. I can feel that you're a good soul, and all I want to know, and all I want to do is get to know you better. I don't really know what that means just yet, but I know that I mean it. I also know that my heart jumps like a giddy kid on his birthday when you're around, when I see you, when I think about you. I know that there's an excitement, this rush of meeting someone new and you just can't wait to see again, to talk to again. How incredibly great, though, and how exhilarating, insanely beautiful would it be if every day from here on felt exactly this way. That every thought, word, look would be just like this. Just as electric and exciting all the time. And why can't it be? Or why shouldn't it be? Damn it, it really can be. A poem to no one, a poem to someone. That's my poems for tonight. Definitely a different turn from last night. Yeah, definitely I'm feeling the vibes on that positivity right there. Coming from Uncle Walt Whitman to me, to you. World Poetry Day, Day 8. Have a great night, everybody. One love.